All right, so here we go. Let's convert some customary units of capacity. And if you remember, capacity is how much something can hold. Like when we figured out the volume of rectangular prisms, it was how much cubic units I could fit inside of something. That's its capacity. What we're going to talk about today is liquid capacity. So the smallest unit of a capacity in a customary unit is an ounce. An ounce, if you take like a little milk container at school and you take one sip, that's about an ounce. There's 8 ounces in one cup. Here's your cup, measuring cup, right? So we talked about that milk inside our cafeteria is about a cup. So 1 cup equals 8 ounces. So we go from an ounce, which is a sip, to 8 ounces into a cup. Then if we place 2 cups together, we end up getting a pint. And a pint is about the size of a regular water bottle. If we put 2 pints together, notice we're skipping by 2's here, then we get a quart, which is one of these larger water bottles. If you put 4 quarts together, 4 of them, then you end up getting a gallon, which is a typical measure of a gallon. And this is the largest capacity for a liquid in a customary system. Now, if you remember, right before break, I gave you a trick to help you remember those. So let's talk about those for just a second. Let's go down here and look at our trick that we shared right before break for memorizing these capacity units. And to be honest with you, even though I remember them for the most part, I still use this trick sometimes when I'm cooking or I'm trying to convert capacity of liquids. And if you ask your parents, I bet you they use tricks too. But if you remember, right before break, we drew this into our notebook so that it could help us. We drew a really large G, and then inside that G, which the G is gallon, we drew 4 large Q's, and that was our quarts. So there are 4 quarts that make up a gallon. Inside each quart, we have 2 pints. So 1 quart is made up of 2 pints. 2, 4, 6, 8 pints make a gallon of milk. These are all the same measurements. They were just getting smaller and smaller units, so it takes more of them to fill up that same space. Then inside each pint, we have 2 cups. So 2 cups make 1 pint. 4 cups make 2 pints, which is also equal to a quart. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 cups equals 1 gallon. 8 ounces, and I can't draw this in my trick because it's too small to draw, but you just have to memorize that 8 ounces equals 1 cup. So 8 ounces make a cup, 2 cups make a pint, 2 pints make a quart, 4 quarts make a gallon. This, if you can draw, will help you to do any conversions that you have to memorize. The paper that we're going to work on today for converting customary units is the same as we did yesterday. You just have to remember your conversions. So let's talk about these. Let me find my pen where I set it down. There we go. So we're going to work on how to change capacity measurement from one unit to another. I'm on 3-2, the left-hand side. So look, just like yesterday, it says converting or changing capacity measurements from small to large. Here's your fly to your horse. We're always going to divide because we're getting smaller. Fly to horse, divide, of course, because it's going to take less bigger units than smaller. Pints are smaller than quarts. Here's your 2 pints that make 1 quart. Just like in my drawing, 2 pints make 1 quart. Here they drew it, 2 pints is the same thing as 1 quart. So 4 pints would be the same thing as 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 quarts. Because I'm going from horse to fly, or fly to horse, divide, of course. So I'm going to do 4 pints divided by how many pints are inside a quart. Well, there's 2 pints in a quart. So I'm going to do 4 divided by 2 to get 2. This one, if I'm going the opposite, large to small, I'm going from horse to fly, multiply. So we're going to take these 2 gallons and multiply it by how many quarts are inside each one of those gallons. Well, in my drawing, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts inside my gallon, or 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts inside that gallon. So if 4 quarts is 1 gallon, 8 quarts would be 8 gallons. 8 quarts would be 2 gallons. There's my 8 quarts, and it makes my 2 gallons. Here's another one of those drawings to help you if this helps you. Honestly, my big G helps me more than this. So I would draw my big G. All right, let's try this. Fluid ounces is the same thing as ounces. So if I'm going ounce to cup, I'm going small to big. Fly to horse, divide, of course. So we're going to do 16 divided by how many ounces in a cup? 8. So that would be 2 cups. 2 cups is 16 ounces. Cups to pints. Well, when I look over here, the cups are inside of the pint, so they have to be smaller. So I'm going fly to horse. Divide, of course. So I'm going to take my 10 cups and I'm going to divide them, and how many cups are inside each pint? Well, there's 2 cups inside each pint, so 10 cups has to make 5 pints. 8 gallons is how many quarts? Well, all my 4 quarts go inside a gallon, so this one has to be larger. So the gallons is the horse, the quart is the fly. How many horse to fly multiply? We're going to take our 8 gallons and figure out how many quarts are in each one of those gallons. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do 8 times 4. 32 quarts. 6 quarts is how many pints? Which one's bigger, a quart or a pint? Well, since 2 pints make 1 quart, the pints have to be smaller. So the quart is the horse, the pint is the fly. Horse to fly, multiply. 6 quarts times how many pints are in each quart? 2 pints in a quart. So 6 times 2 is 12. Always remember, horse to fly, multiply. Figure out which one is the bigger unit, which one is the smaller unit. Once you figure that out, you just need to remember whether we're multiplying or dividing. And use this chart to help you. Good luck!